Hey everyone, if you're new here, my name is Hannah and welcome to my channel. Please remember to like and subscribe to be a part of the family, and let's jump into the video. So yeah, basically this video is just my go-to flawless foundation routine, the one that I just pick for any kind of event or party or anything that I'm going to where I want my makeup to just look flawless. So let's just jump into the video. When I usually do this routine, I would have my eyebrows and my eyeshadow done, but I'm not really going to be bothering with eyeshadow too much today. This is just a face routine. So I'm just going to be doing my face from the start now, and then I'm just going to fix all the rest up later. The only reason that I do my eyes first if I'm going to an event or going out is because I most likely am going to be doing a really dark smoky eye or something dramatic, and I wouldn't want any fallout or anything to be getting on my flawless base. But yeah, so I wouldn't want any of that eyeshadow or anything getting on the base foundation, so I usually do that afterwards. And same with brows, I usually do brows first. It's just easier for me. Some people do brows last, some people do them first. That's just what I usually do, but like I said, today I'm going to be doing the brows afterwards. Just felt like it. But yeah, so that would be the reason why I would do eyes first and then do base last. Another reason would also be because I get quite bad forehead wrinkles, so obviously looking up and doing my eyes and eyebrows and stuff will cause me to have lines through my foundation a lot quicker than it would if I did my eyes first. So yeah, let's just jump into the video and stop rambling on about everything. For primer, you want to choose something that works really well with your skin. So if you have oily skin and you want to combat that oils, you want to choose like a mattifying primer. If you've got dry skin, then a moisturizing primer. For me today, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty. This is the POREfessional POREfessional Instant Retouch Soft Matte Primer. I'm going to be using that one today. This one is basically just to mattify your skin. I'm feeling a little bit more on the oily side today, so I'm going to be using this one to combat that. I'm just going to put this all over my face. I've recently started just tapping my primer into my skin rather than rubbing it all over my face, and I found that it works a lot better with keeping your skin less textured by the end of your makeup. I just find that if you rub the primer around your skin too much, your skin actually gets some texture on it, and it doesn't really help later on. So that's what I've been doing recently. Then I'm going into the Benefit POREfessional. This is just to fill in any of my larger pores. So I just usually grab a little bit of this and I'll just go into the large pore areas and I'll just tap that in. Once again, I used to rub this, but I find that tapping it in is better for the texture of your face. I should probably actually get a mirror because I am looking at a viewfinder that's, a meter away from me. So next, most people would go straight into foundation, but I like to do my cream contour before my foundation. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be using the Nyx Wonder Stick, or sticks, because I've got two. And yeah, I basically just like to do my cream contour underneath my foundation. For me, it just works a bit more flawlessly than doing it over the top of my foundation. And yeah, I find that I can blend it out better and my foundation sits nicer over the top of it rather than having it on top of the foundation. If that even makes any sense at all. Like so. Do that every time. Am I the only one who does this where you forget that it's fully up and then you just plonk your lid on and then you squash your product? Do all the time. Then I'm just going to grab the deep shade. We're just going to darken up the underside just a bit. So now we're just going with a beauty sponge and we'll just blend out some of the contour around our face. and sometimes I'll just add a little bit more as I go, because obviously we want this to be dark enough to show through the foundation, but we don't want it to be too overpowering. So yeah, this basically will make you look crazy for a little bit, but it looks so much better in the end. Now I'm just going to slightly blend in my nose contour. And I'm doing slightly because you want your contour to be a little bit more pronounced on your nose, but not be so pronounced that you can really tell that it's there. Okay, so before I go with foundation as well, I've started to do my concealer before my foundation. I've just found that it makes the areas around your eye just be covered by concealer, if that makes sense. Because you don't want too many layers, otherwise you will crease up. So I basically started doing it this way and found that it actually works pretty well. So basically I just do my under eye concealer to start with and then do my highlighting after foundation. So I look really, really crazy right now. Like really crazy. I know I do, but it's gonna change in a second. Okay. So usually when I would do a flawless foundation routine, I will use my Marc Jacobs, but that is mostly for when I'm tanned, which I am not. So today, because I'm not tanned, I'm using my second go-to basically, which is my Fenty Beauty foundation. I really do love this. This is pretty much just as good as the Marc Jacobs. The Marc Jacobs is just a less drying formula. So the Marc Jacobs is more like for normal dry combination skin, whereas this one is like for matte, for oily skin. You know what I mean? Like it's more on the dry side. So that's why I usually pick the Marc Jacobs for a little bit more of a hydration, but this one is just as good on more of the matte side. But yeah, so I've got a lighter shade in this one, so we're going to be using this one today. And another sponge. I do have two sponges, so obviously one's going to be covered in like the contour and then one will be covered in the foundation and the concealer. Alright, so this is basically looking really crazy right now, so we're going to jump in with the foundation. So I'm just going to pump some of this on the back of my hand and we're just going to go from there. So we're going to go in with the sponge into the foundation and we're just going to put this all over our face. Now around the places where we have concealed, obviously around the eyes, we're just going to use that foundation and we're not going to go all the way up. So we're only going to go like in this area here so that none of the foundation goes anywhere near the concealer and therefore it won't crease the concealer later. Won't be a contributor to it creasing later. Don't know if you can see that, but you can see that nice slight contour coming through now. I just find that it makes it look more flawless rather than doing it on top, because I mean I find that when I do it on top it usually takes my foundation off, and then this way if you're not fully, if you've never really done a contour before, this is a good way to start as well. So you can see that line of contour through there. It's just very subtle, but it's there. And I just find that doing it this way just makes it so much easier and you can't really make many mistakes, if any. It's also good for those of you who may have never used a cream contour before, you know, just to have a go really. So now I'm just going to go through with my concealer and just highlight the areas on my face that I want to highlight. So like a bit here, and then just on the forehead, and just the littlest bit down the center of the nose. And we're just going to highlight those areas on top of the foundation, just because obviously you can't highlight those underneath really. And then after all of your highlighting is done, then you can go in with a loose powder or just a powder of any kind, and then just set over the areas where all of the concealer was put, so the underneath parts and the over the top parts. So around your eyes, the forehead, around your mouth, I like to kind of blow like a fish to like get all of the lines out around your smile lines that might be there. Then we're going to go in and start bronzing with powder. I'm going to go into Hoola by Benefit. This is just a really nice colour for most skin tones. And I do have a light one as well if you're really fair. I'm just going to go over the contoured areas and anywhere that I want to bronze. And then I'm just going to go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. These two shades here. Tap them off a little bit so there's not too much powder. And we're just going to retouch up that contour area just to make it really defined. And also while we're in that Shade and Light palette, we're also going to go into these two shades here. Just mix those together a little bit. We're just going to put that sort of just in here, just to brighten a little bit more. Also going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer, Luminous Bronze Light. I'm pretty much just going to put some of this over the bronzer just to give it a nice sheen. It'll just give it a nice luminous sheen and just give you that nice sun-kissed glow. And then I'm going to go into the Hourglass Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush, which is like a nice shimmery blush as well. This just gives a really nice colour and a little bit of a subtle glow as well, which makes you look really nice and healthy. Before I finish off the rest of the face, I'm going to go ahead, put on my eyebrows and the rest of my eye makeup, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have finished off the rest of my eye makeup, put on my eyebrows, so now we're going to get into highlight. So today I'm going to use the Mecca Cosmetica Enlightened powder. I think this is called Lit From Within. It doesn't actually have the name on the packaging, but I'm pretty sure it's Lit From Within. And it basically just looks really blinding on the skin and really nice as well. So what we're going to do today, what I usually do at the end of this process, I'll actually go over with some setting spray. I actually prefer to use the MAC Fix Plus at this stage because it really gets rid of the powder look on your face and kind of makes everything seep in and look really natural. So I'm just going to do that. Just for this process, I don't like to use any of those really like drying setting sprays that kind of make you really matte and dry. So now we're going to go into highlight, and I've discovered the best way that I like to highlight is to use my sponge. I've actually found that it's the nicest way to highlight. It looks more natural, looks more like a glow from within rather than just having like a stripe of powder on your face. So I just grab my beauty sponge and my highlighter and I just kind of like pounce it in there, get some highlighter on my sponge, and then just pounce it on my face. It just makes the highlighter look really natural. Not natural, because obviously highlighter is not natural, but it just gives it that more skin-like effect. A detail brush of some kind, just a small one, and then I just use the exact same highlight shade and I just top up my inner corner highlight. Grab a bit for my eyebrows because I like those to be nice and bright. I also use a little bit on my nose. I will use just a dot here, just in the center, and then just a stripe. And last of all, the same brush, and I'll just run it straight over my cupid's bow just to help my lips look a little larger. So I'm just going to throw on a lipstick. I'm going to throw on the Kylie Cosmetics Koko lipstick in Doll. It's just a really nice bright orangey red colour. So now I'm just going with my regular setting spray. This is the like really mattifying, long lasting one. And I'll just put this on as my final step of the whole process. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter. And that will just help to keep your makeup in place all day, all night, whatever the occasion is. You will have a flawless face. Now you can use any products that you have at home as long as they are suitable for your skin, full coverage, and yeah, suitable for your skin. Like you don't want to use a really hydrating foundation if you've got dry, oily skin, because your oils are going to seep through really quickly, and opposite for a dry skin, you don't want to use a mattifying foundation that's too matte, otherwise your skin's just going to feel dry and look dry all day. So basically just make sure that your products go with your skin type, and you can use really any full coverage products for this kind of flawless makeup. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that my tips and tricks were helpful in some way at least. But yeah, I hope you enjoy, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.